Let's bring in David, the Arsenal fan. David, how disappointed are you with how events unfolded this afternoon? I think he's on a wind farm.
Dial-up.
Sorry, I'm actually not too disappointed at all. I'm not saying I saw that coming, but I think Brighton are a really good team, and I just don't think it's a collapse. If you look at the season, Man City have comfortably smashed us.
You drew twice with Southampton. They've just gone down with a record number of defeats in a Premier League season.
But I'm not so bothered about Southampton, but
that's where ultimately you've come unstuck, isn't it?
Well, I think over the campaign you've got to look at it as a whole. That's why I'm not too disappointed. Yeah, we've had some bad results, but that happens in a season, and I think Man City have won it rather than Arsenal collapse, because Man City are a team of seasoned winners that have done it countless times. Arsenal are a bunch of young lads that are developing, in my opinion, and I think the kind of future's bright, and that's why I'm kind of not too disappointed. I don't see it as a collapse. Man City have won it, in my opinion, and we're comfortably second. Don't forget that, and where we've been about over the last 10 years, I just see it as a massive bright future. And I'm quite disappointed to hear that so many fans left towards the end. Of whatever way you look at it, I think it's been a tremendous season, and as long as the Kroenke family continue to invest like they've done over the last few years, I just think the future's bright, and we're aiming for where Man City are, and I think it's possible.
David, cheers for the call. It's interesting that he talks about the fans leaving early there. Now, I know it's a really emotive subject, because I posted a picture of empty seats at St Mary's yesterday, and I got dogs abuse from Southampton fans, but I have had a few messages suggesting that maybe Arsenal fans should have stuck it through until the end, given the season that their team have given them. David obviously feels that way. Rhys is an Arsenal fan. Rhys, you were at the game. Were you one of those who left early, or were you there applauding your team off at the end of the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I left, mate. To be honest, I don't agree with anything that guy said.
No, I don't.
It's not that Man City have won it. We bottled it. I go hand on heart and say we bottled it. We were 8 points off. Man City have won 12 games in a row. Even if they would have won all 12 games and we would have done what we should have done, then that would have been absolutely irrelevant. We've done it season after season. We bottled fourth last year. We've bottled top. Fair enough, I'm proud of the guys. We haven't been in the Champions League since 2017. This is the year we've done it, but we should have won the Premier League. Like you said about Southampton, they went down with a record number of defeats. We were one of them that we came unstuck. How did we manage to do that? I get it. We have one of the best 11 in the league. Our subs are not up to standard. That's our problem. That's our fault. That's our owners. Rob Holding, should not be anywhere near the Arsenal squad, but unfortunately he is. That's not singling him out. There's quite a few that shouldn't be. But it's terrible, to be honest. We've bottled it.
So Rhys, sorry to cut you there, Rhys. So you listed both sides. And over a course of a season, Saliba, massive loss. Gabriel, Jesus, massive loss. And these are unforeseeable situations that happen in a season. So, and you're right in the sense where, but can you tell me, because you're on Arsenal, when's the last time Arsenal won 12 games on a bounce? Because the reason why I'm trying to say that is because City's done that, Liverpool's done that. So this is, for me, in a long time from the Arsenals of old, this is new territory for Arsenal. So when you say you bottled it, for me, that statement for me is, and I'm not even an Arsenal supporter, I think you're a young team that's overachieved than where you were supposed to. Do I think it's a disappointing? Hell yeah. So the fact where you said you've left, what they've done this season, they've united both fans, players, and everything. And now it's turbulence, and they've run out of gas. And Ambrose has used that. You feel at this point it's, I'm done with my team. I'm going to leave early. I personally feel like that's not a good place to be at.
No, what disappointment for what we've been doing.
Oh, Rhys, it's a terrible line. We'll try and get him back. I mean, listen, is it not true, actually, that both statements can be correct? Yes, you can say that from the start of the season, Arsenal, with this young squad, have overachieved. But it can also be said that they have collapsed, because I've been sent the table from April the 1st. They just beaten Leeds by 4-1. They were 8 points clear of Manchester City. Manchester City have lost 4 games this season, and here we are with a couple of matches to spare, and they are going to win it without having to go to the final day. So Rhys, I think both can be true. Yes, they've overachieved from where we had them at the start of the season, but it's also been a bit of a collapse at the business end.
Yeah, I agree with what you said there. We have overachieved, but it's more from leaving early. It's not as we're disappointed in the players and the team. It's more disappointed from the position that we came from. And the fact that I say we bottled it is because it was in our hands. We were 11 points at one point, then 8 points. And then we just had 3 draws in a row, which, the Man City loss is not inevitable.
You were always going to lose that.
Yeah, it's almost understood, you know what I mean? It feels bad to lose any game, but the Man City, no matter who you are in the world, losing to Man City is not exactly the end of the world, is it? It's almost like a given.
Oh, it is if you're competing to win the trophy with them, Rhys.
Yeah, I know it sounds really bad to say and defeatist, but it just is what it is, Yeah, I don't think many teams in the world go into a City game and feel 100% confident. But Liverpool, 2-0 up, 2-2.
Yep.
Southampton, 3-1 down, had to fight for our absolute lives,
But they should never be 3-1 down to Southampton. That is unforgivable.
No. And plus, people forget that we had to scramble last-minute winners against Bournemouth. And
that happens. Fergie time was doing that. That happens. In the course of a season, you've got to learn how to win when you play bad, because you can't play good all the time. City recently have just won by not playing great. And the thing is, I'm playing not devil's advocate. I just feel I guess I get triggered by the word bottle.
Yeah.
And
it's a very emotive word.
Yeah, so I get it.
I'd say it's been a bit of a collapse. I wouldn't say they've totally bottled it.
I feel run out of steam is a bit.
I'd like to know though, wouldn't you, from Arsenal supporters, when is it that it stopped the start of the season we wasn't expecting top 4 to actually we was expecting to win the league? I think that changes throughout the season.
A lot of Arsenal fans would never publicly say that.
And that's the thing. So this is the thing, because we was always saying to the Arsenal supporters throughout this show, throughout the season, say it. Say you won it. And there's only 1 or 2, if I can recall, that came out and said we're going to win it. So it's kind of not funny in a sense where it seems like in one aspect they was like, look, we was never going to win this because Man City are Man City. So it's like everybody knew.
That's a defeatist attitude, though, isn't it? Like Rhys was saying, we're going to the Manchester City game. We weren't expecting to win that. Well, if you're competing for the league title, you are.
Yeah, but no.
They're not. They're we've lost that game.
I don't think the players would have gone in there. And it's okay because fans see it through fans' eyes. Yeah, and it's passionate, whereas players see it differently. There's no player going out there saying, we're going to the Etihad or they're coming to us and we're going to lose. No, especially if you're sitting top of the table. And what Arsenal did this season, they had done a lot of things that they hadn't done in years. Like they drew at Anfield, and I know it is we've been top in a while. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's what I'm trying to get at. But of course, when you've got an opportunity and you see the finish line, I get it. Like I'm not knocking that. Like I'm not saying I guess I get triggered by the word that they bottled it. I think they overachieved from the beginning, and now the team that we said was going to win it anyway has won it.
Let's bring in Gavin, the Arsenal fan. Gavin, you were at the game as well. Do you agree with Bio that actually this is just Manchester City have been the better side? Did you stay until the end of stoppage time?
I do think that Man City are the better team. They are. When we played them twice, they were. I know that's not necessarily the players, the manager, but they were very, very good, and I do think they are the better team. I know the better team wins the league over the course of the season, and we had a chance, and we really should have done, but they are a better team than us. Yeah, definitely.
And did you stay until the end, or had you seen enough by that point?
No, I mean, I drive, so, you leave 3-4 minutes before the end of the game. It's only an hour on the journey home.
You'd have done that anyway, regardless of the result.
Yeah, pretty much. I have done most of the season, apart from when we scored the late goals.
Okay.
But the last game of the season, in a couple of weeks, Wolves, I'm sure there won't be anyone leaving early.